last Saturday we were traveling, so I didn't have one. In fact, I thought I'd put out something else. And because the dad jokes normally don't get too terribly many views on a Saturday, I thought let's resurrect a old habit. It used to be Sunday evenings. We shall see. Maybe have a beer. Sam Adams Summer Ale. Yeah. Possibly get into a couple of dad jokes. A year back, maybe a year and a half ago, probably about a year ago, yeah, I used to sit down and read a couple of dad jokes. It was a ton of fun. Have a beer. Yeah, I thought it would be fun. I tried earlier on to start watching Game of Thrones. I've never watched it in my life. Hey, how's everyone? How you, man? Are you here in the US yet? It's all good. Anyways, I thought I'd have a beer, tell a couple of jokes, read a couple of jokes. Anyways, all good. Insomnia. Yeah, I know all about it. I know all about it, trust me. So, all good. So I tried to start watching Game of Thrones. I've never watched it in my life. I thought it would be a good idea. I can't get going with it. Like, I can't finish the first episode. It's not interesting enough. And then somebody told me there were like 8 or 10 seasons. It's not possible. Nobody could sit through that. Anyway, so I'll watch Major Payne. Brilliant movie. Absolutely loved it. And then after this live stream, which I don't think will be too terribly long, but I thought I'd watch Spaceballs, you know, trigger my funny bone of some sort. Anyways, what kind of medical professional is Dr. Pepper? A physician. Not a physician. Okay, yeah, I'll take that in strides. These ought to be fun. If sweet dreams are made of cheese, not these, who am I to disagree? Okay. Yeah. Disagree. These are insomniac days. See, the thing about growing older and so on is, like, I can't see with my glasses on. I definitely can't read, even if it's like 2 feet away from me. I can't read with them on. But then anything further than that, I can't see. So, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm leaving. I'm sick of you wearing a different t-shirt every half an hour. Wait, I can change. I'll take a sip to that. Cheers. A swig. Let's have a look at this. Oh, nice one. fold the book this way. Which cat? Okay, I've got this. Which cat's the least loyal? A cheetah. I'll take that. Cheers. I thought I'd go live instead of a dad joke of some sort. I think sometimes dad jokes over the weekends are just, I don't know, relevant. Most young people are doing what young people do. Most older folk, they're probably watching a movie or something important, you know, doing something, yeah, I'd say important. And then there's me. In between movies, I decide to tell a dad joke or two. Anyways, I reckon that which cat's the least loyal? A cheetah. That's something that could have been a dad joke. I need to have a look at that. Maybe incorporate it. But to be honest, I can't remember which ones I've told and which ones I have not. Normally, in fact, I used to go through these books quite a bit, but since then, I started to use Copilot to look my jokes up for me, and I don't want to say it's going swimmingly, but it's definitely interesting. Let's have a look. I think the lighting is bad or something. Where did the hippie's wife live? Mississippi. Mississippi. Hippie. Okay. Fine. Yeah, I'll take that. Lost my job at the bank. On my first day, a customer asked me to check his balance. So I pushed him over. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna lose your job if you... Yeah. Not the same balance we're talking about here. Did you hear about the weather joke? Hang on, it's tiny, I can't read it. Did you hear about the weather joke? With a terrible punchline. Very anticlimactic. Okay, yeah, I can live with that. Couple of really long jokes in here. I don't think a dad joke was ever meant to be a seriously long joke. Like if you get to a half a page worth of joke, something's wrong with it. Dad jokes are meant to be like short and punchy and yeah, anyways. They say 3/4 of people yeah. They say 3/4 of people are bad at fractions. But it's 4/3, so it should have been 3/4. No, no. So in other words, it's actually 4/3. No, that's terrible. Yeah, that is awful, I'd say. At least my schooling paid off. I was actually quite good at mathematics for the most part. How's the insomnia doing? If this doesn't put you to sleep, I don't know. Used to run a dating service for chickens, but I was struggling to make ends meet. Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. I've had a couple of chickens in my life. Yeah, they are vicious, aren't they? Chickens, oh my goodness. Chickens are, they're called what they're called the, uh, what, some dinosaur or something. I reckon chickens have survived virtually everything. Anyways, I've seen chickens eat some amazing things. We had a couple of chickens when we had a small farm, probably about 20 years ago. So yeah, good fun. When I say a couple of chickens, we had close on 1,000, and and we sold all the chickens one year. Kept the grass really short, and also the bugs out of place. And then when we were busy building a house at that time, and the guys were mixing concrete on the well, on the on the ground outside the house which we were building, and that grass was dead, but as in seriously dead. So one day we had some chicken feed, and I just threw it there. The chickens came in and ate it there, and I kid you not, I used to mow that grass every 3 days during the summertime in South Africa. It was unreal how how the chickens um, change the soil from totally useless to absolutely fertile. I could plant anything there. What kind of tea is the hardest to swallow? Reality. Yeah, we had we had we had probably close on 1,000 chickens, and uh, they were out in the open for the most part. We had a little shed put up for them, and so on. But wow, those chickens! I mean, they would eat anything. We didn't have bug issues. The grass, they would cut the grass for us, basically eat grass. We had a lot of chicken feed as well. We would put out during the day. All I know is during the winter, it cost us a whack of money to keep them warm, especially when they're little. Oh my goodness. We used to have those infrared lamps, and I think it was possibly about 500, 600 Rand a month back then. And we're talking 20 years back. It would cost us in electricity. Oh, and we had pay-as-you-go electricity. It was ridiculously expensive. So, but anyways, I don't know what it costs now. Yeah, but the chickens made you a whack of money as well. Like you would put you would put in like a ton of money into it, and you'd make some money back. So it wasn't bad at all. Haven just walked past. I think she's going to bed now. 8:36. That's way too early for her to go and sleep. But yeah, and we had a couple of times. Hey, Dad's alive.
Wait.
You can go lay down. What are you going to watch a movie?
I can't ask.
No.
What are these?
No, baby, time for you to go. Dad's busy reading, telling stories and reading jokes. The ones you never laugh at. Those ones. Now electricity is crazy expensive. 3,500. Wow. So we were 5 people, and it was, I remember it was expensive. It was like, with those lamps, it was probably 500 Rand per month, 600 Rand per month. But yeah, it was, jeez. If I think back, then it was crazy expensive. Now, so I was in South Africa in March, and here's what I can say. So back then, the president just announced that he was opening the refugee program, which was interesting because while I was there, I had a lot of people ask a lot of really good questions, and I send them always to this guy on YouTube, Chris Wyatt, I think his name was. He has a really good channel, really fascinating guy, really knowledgeable, and I still watch his videos from time to time. So interesting. He was somebody in the US intelligence. I think he was based in South Africa. So really interesting. That's it, yes. So he's good, but it was just announced, and I had a lot of people questioning, what's going on, what they have to do. I know friends of ours, they said, my wife and I, friends of ours, because my wife went and Haven also went, and they said there's no ways they're going, and I respect that hugely. That's perfectly fine. But their son, their eldest son, he's applied. So I need to ask my wife. She needs to contact them, because I said, if they come over to the US, I won't allow them to be a burden on, the taxpayer. I'll let them stay with me, and for a couple of months if need be, and get them back on their feet, which is always a good thing to do, I reckon. But there are a ton of programs out here that will help you find work. I know when I came to the US, I think within 2 weeks I had a job, and the economy was nothing like what it is now. It was a lot harder to get a job. So yeah. Oh, okay. Immigration lawyer. Yeah. Yeah, it's always good to follow those guys. They always have the best advice for you. Oh, you're waiting for the call. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, when you come to the US, on my channel, on the channel page, I have a email address. Just send me an email. We'll make sure that you get looked after and so on. But yeah, the nice thing about the US is there's ton of work here. It's not like South Africa. South Africa in March. So I was there in 2022 and I had a fantastic vibe. It was brilliant. Really good vibe. This here, when I went March, the weather was perfect. Everything was fantastic. The only thing that I had issues with was none of the traffic lights worked. We had potholes, maybe a little bit bigger than what SUVs and everything felt like from 2022 it went downhill in a bad way, like seriously bad way. I watched the Trump Ramaphosa speech. So I was never in South Africa other than on vacation with him being president or the previous guy. So I don't really know their management styles, but I was fairly disappointed on during the speech or during the the conversation between President Trump and Ramaphosa. I felt like he didn't prepare. That was like, how are you a world leader and you're unprepared? That got me a little bit worried. And then a couple of things got me a little bit concerned. But I mean, it's not my fight. It's not my business. I did talk quite a bit when I came to the US about it, and but then there are people with like an actual voice, an actual platform, like this Chris Whiteout. He's quite an influential guy, and a lot of the stuff happening he's been pushing. So I support those guys 100%. Yeah, that would be perfect. That would be amazing. Yeah, we'll have a beer. We do have a couple of people that get together like once a month. That get together and have a beer together. Reminiscent about the good old days, because I look back at when I lived there. Those were really not bad times compared to what it looked like now. But anyways, let's crack the whip on one or two more jokes. The beer's about halfway there, so it's about there somewhere. It'll be blown over in the next minute or so. Why was the broom late for work? Okay. It overswept. Pun on words, yeah, there we go. My recliner and I go way back. I've got one right here. I'm looking at it at the moment. I haven't sat in it for a bit, so I probably need to. So good job. Yeah, America's this amazing country. I can say this. When we got here, we're talking about 20 odd years back. When we got here, I came here a couple of months, 2-3 months before my wife came. So what we did was, I first had a job. I first made sure that I was ready, had my own place for us and so on. And then she came over and she joined us. Well, joined me with the kids. So But I mean, I remember those days rather fondly. I mean, we didn't have money. We didn't have money to rub together, just to be quite honest. And we lived in a really cheap place, like spectacularly cheap. Uh, it was something like $400, $500 a month, and like everything. It was an interesting experience. Like these guys, I didn't have a credit rating. I mean, they really went out of their way to give me an opportunity for me to live in one of their properties, and I'll never forget it. We lived there, and like when I say we didn't have money to rub together, when the kids came over, it was November. South African winters and US winters, you can't really compare them. It's not the same thing. My mom, she talks about the winter being so cold, and then I have a look on my phone and it's like 54, stuff like that, Fahrenheit. And I think to myself, I mean, sure, it's cold for her, I get it. But no, it's not really cold now, is it? So, and I graciously say to her, yes, I understand it's cold. Yeah, I get it. But then when we got here, it was in the 30s, which is 32 is 0 Celsius. And so the jackets that my kids had weren't, they were not the correct jackets for the US. And it wasn't going to keep them warm. So they went to school dressed like little Michelin men. And I'll never forget, a lady that lived down the road, she came to my wife and she said, you know, I see the boys, and they're lovely boys, but I wanted to give them some jackets. And just hearts of gold people here. I'll never forget, my mother-in-law came to visit. We were here for 6 months. And she came to visit. It was a little bit more than 6 months. It was a little bit more than 6 months. It was for my wife's birthday. I'll never forget, we had a car, we had a place to stay, everything was set up. And my mother-in-law, we drove to New York to pick her up. We didn't know any better, which is awful, but anyways. I mean, the amount of money we spent to drive there and back, she could have flown to Greensboro. It would have been easier. But anyways, so drove to pick her up, brought her to our house, and I'll never forget this. We had dogs that we brought from South Africa to the US. 2 Great Danes and 2 Dachshunds. And one of the guys down the road from where we lived, he looked after the dogs. The dog's name was George, so he called him King George. And it was really good. But when we got back, I know we didn't have a ton of food, to be honest, in the cupboard. So he went through the cupboards. He saw we didn't have food. He stacked our pantry full, as in full. Baked a cake, had flowers there for my mother-in-law. Oh, so one thing that, my opinion and my experience is, the people in the US, hearts of gold. Some of the best people on the face of the earth. They will take their shirts off for you. And then, you know, the refugee program, even though I never used the refugee program, because my wife and I, we had a couple of different opportunities to either come to the US. We could have gone to England to live and stay there. It was just, and then my heritage, we could have gone a couple of other places as well, European Union and so on. So we came to the US, and I was absolutely blown away by the generosity of the American people. Good food, Most people will have a good laugh with you. Just lovely people. Yeah, they are. They are. And the one of the issues, and I tried to explain it to my brother while it was now there in March. Could have been 2 years back. As well, 3 years back almost now. Was so nobody cares about your stuff that you have in your house. Nobody cares about your car. They don't want to rob you or take your car or take away your stuff in your house, because they either have better than what you have, which is probably it, or they have exactly the same as what you have. So nobody cares about your stuff. For the most part, my neighbors, when I see them, greet them, have a short conversation. I don't go sit and drink a beer with them. I've never been that kind of person, not really. But I mean, for the most part, your neighbors are good. They'll look after your house if you go on vacation. In fact, here where I live, there's never been a bicycle stolen from someone's front yard. And I've seen some bicycles that's more in the road than what they are in the front yard. Lawnmowers. My lawnmower, which I need to bring in, is still in the backyard, and it's been there for like 2 weeks. And yeah, I keep on telling Zach, bring in the lawnmower. Yes, Dad, but tomorrow I'm going to mow this piece. Okay, my boy. I'm not going to argue with him. So, yeah. Nobody cares about your stuff. Nobody cares about this or that. It is. I don't have any like safety doors or bars in my windows. For the most part, everything is just, it's a safe area. It's a good area where I live. Like I said, nobody cares about your stuff. They have the same or better. But yeah, I mean, can have a couple of beers. Normally, if we're outside and we're having a bit of a barbecue and kids are in the pool. Well, when I say kids, I'm referring to Haven specifically. She's in the pool and she'll bug me, come Dad, come jump in the pool with me. I'll say, no, Dad's busy with the meat and so on. And, life's good. Have a couple of beers, sit under the umbrella. Yeah, life's good. If I can stand up for a state, I would have to. And I'm not saying any state's better than the other, although it depends on what you want. But North Carolina, I don't think you get better than it. Seriously. Well, you probably do, but the food's good, the people are good. For the most part, the place is safe. In fact, last weekend, when we went to Murphy, North Carolina. Oh, it's beautiful. It's in these mountains. It's like a proper small town, USA. We went there, parked the car, walked up Main Road. Well, I don't know what it was called, but the main road in Murphy, North Carolina. Took a bit of a stroll there. Had myself a fantastic meal. My youngest son, he's at a camp there in that area. And he loves pizza. So he says, Dad, there's this pizza place that I want to take you. Okay, sure, my boy. He says it's a buffet. Okay, I mean, sure. There are, how many? 8 slices in a pizza? I had 10. I properly ate. So what they do is they make the pizza, drop it down, and you have as much as you want to. And they constantly make these pizzas. Now, the issue is I knew I can't have my boy eat more than what I do, but he did. I think he had 14 slices. Now, if you if you ever saw him, you'd never say, this kid packs away like 1.5 pizzas. But he did, and he properly ate me under the table, which is fine. I can live with it, but anyways, all good. Murphy, North Carolina was fantastic. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, and I told my younger son, I told him Dad's coming October, November. I'll visit him before then, but definitely October, November, as soon as the leaves start turning, because there they have these forests, which is just gorgeous, and you drive through these passes, through these towering trees. It's absolutely gorgeous. Difficult to say. I had a pizza in cappuccinos in Menlyn Park, which was, I thought it was fair, but I'm kind of used to the American pizzas now. I like my pizzas very thin crust, very crispy, lots of cheese, and you don't really get that. You get the normal dough, thicker base. So it was fine, but I'm used to the pizza that I like and eat. Oh God, plenty your drives. Yeah, I kid you not. It is worth it. In my opinion, it was absolutely gorgeous. Little bit scary at one stage, because you had like a 180 hairpin, and I was doing like 25 miles per hour, which was too fast for that. So we dropped down to like 15 miles per hour doing that. But it was perfectly fine. It was nothing wrong. How does the moon cut his hair?
Doesn't have hair.
The moon doesn't have hair?
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
Okay. Eclipse it.
What?
Babe, Dad's still alive.
I'm busy reading.
What are you doing? Are you busy reading a book? Why don't you go sit with Mom upstairs? Oh, she's sleeping already?
Yep.
Nah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm just going there.
No, don't go there, because then you're going to put a movie or something on, and no, okay, fine, go for it.
Just.
It's not enough light for you to read there, Haven. Go sit in your room.
Why do I have so much light for me to read?
Yes, and you can't sit here because you don't laugh at my jokes. Goodbye.
Let me just read here.
Okay, fine. Just don't read out loud, please.
I have a hard time not reading out loud.
Go sit in your room, switch a light on and go sit there.
Not that loud. I'm not that loud to read.
People that use selfie sticks need to take a good long look. People who use selfie sticks need to take a good long look at themselves.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I have to laugh at that.
Oh, thanks for laughing, Dad.
I have to laugh at that. That only
Okay.
seems
Okay.
funny to me. So, you won't laugh.
Johnny Comes Lately joined in, I suppose. Anyways. Yep, there goes the movie. I knew it. She's not going to read a book. Come on, please. She's going to put a movie on. I know her.
I'm just going to be finishing the secret book thing. the spot. Now I lost my page.
Doctor, I think your DNA is backwards. Me. And?
That's pretty funny. Sorry, but that's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, me? So loud.
All right. 9 o'clock. How long have I been live? 40 minutes. 40 minutes you guys suffered me. And I haven't finished the beer. 40 minutes. That's... No. I'm losing my touch here.
No. I'm gonna say no.
Anyways, that's normally what happens when you have a good conversation. Thanks, Rion. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I'll see. Maybe we should try and do this tomorrow again, possibly a little bit earlier. I think Monday I'll have a couple of things to do at work, so I'll probably be up at like 6 or something. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah, thanks for the chat, mate. Please try and get some sleep, and yeah, have a look for that email. And if they haven't emailed you, possibly email them. Anyways, have a good one. Take care.